Now we're here to our proper discussion. First, I want you to open the PPT link that I've provided from the previous step so that you can go along with me in this journey. So, let's go. Teacher Zai, I have a question. What is your topic for today? What do you think the topic for today, class? It's about the any answer? Any answer? Yes, mastering stress, pitch, and juncture, and also in persuasive speech delivery. So I guess that it's already clear for you guys. So let's continue. So let's start off with the question that is, what is persuasive speech? A persuasive speech aims to convince an audience to adopt to a certain opinion or idea. So like for example, those politicians that is delivering their speech, it can be also called as persuasive speech. Why? Because they are trying to persuade the people to vote for them. So I guess that is clear, right? Let's proceed. In doing persuasive speech, you have to also master the stress, pitch, and juncture used in your persuasive speech. So that would be a question like, why, Miss Zai? Why do we need to master the stress, the pitch, and the juncture? Well, that's a question for you to know later on. Okay, now let's proceed to the understanding the stress. What is stress, Miss Zai? Like the stress that you felt when you're overwhelmed, you're overstimulated? No. Stress is something that can emphasize your message by stressing keywords. You can help the audience to know what is the most important in your speech. An example of it is like the import, that is a noun, and an import, that is a verb. So what is the difference with that two words, Miss Zai? It has the same spelling, but it doesn't have the same stress. For example, in the import, the stress in the im, not in the port, while the other one is the import, the stress is in the port. So that's why it become a verb. Another example again, object, and object. That's different, right? That's really have big putting stress in the words that you say really gives a big difference in it, in the meaning. Right? So yeah, that is what stress is. Now let's proceed to the pitch. 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 So what is pitch, Miss Zai? Simple. Pitch is the highness and the lowness of your voice. The highness and the lowness of your voice. When your pitch is changing, it prevents your speech from surrounding flat or tedious. What is tedious? Tedious is boring. So that's why pitch is very important for your speech because it it also affect the audience impact. Okay, example. Wow, that's amazing. See? But versus when you will say, wow, that's amazing. I think that really have the big difference in between. Just because of the pitch, it can really make a big difference in your speech. Right? The another examples. You're coming with us, or like you're coming with us. So it's like the meaning of the words that you say is giving differences, that thing. Okay, so now let's proceed to the juncture. What is juncture? Juncture is the boundaries or pauses between sounds, words, or phrases. But there are types of juncture. There are three. There are open juncture, closed juncture, and terminal juncture. What are those, Miss Zai? Okay, let's start off with the open juncture. What is an open juncture? Open juncture is a clear pause or breaks between words occurs. Like for example, ice cream. That means it's a dessert. Or night rate, or like cost per night. Or hot dog. A dog that is hot. Yeah, like that. That is an open juncture. It has a pause, a clear pause or breaks. Now let's proceed to the second type, which is the closed juncture. What is a closed juncture, Miss Sai? Closed juncture has no pause between words that cause them to become a one word. For example, in closed juncture, when I say ice cream, there's no pause, right? In closed juncture, when I say ice cream, that means it sounds like you scream, but the word is ice cream. But there's no pause, it sounds like you scream or like ice cream. But in open juncture, when you put clear pauses or breaks, when I say ice cream, that means it's a dessert, right? So it really makes a big difference again. Another example, when I say hot dog, that means it's a food. But when I say in open juncture, it has pauses or like breaks. When I say hot dog, it also means like a dog that is hot, right? It's like it's kind of confusing when I say hot dog, but I really mean the dog is hot. So yeah, using proper juncture really have a big difference. Can really help your speech. Okay. Now let's proceed to our last type of juncture, which is the terminal juncture. Terminal juncture is the speaker's intention through intonation. What is intonation, Miss Zai? Intonation is something that keeps your key high or low. Then it has three types. Terminal junctures have three types. First is the falling intonation. Falling intonation gives statements or commands. So example, I am ready. I am ready. It's like the pitch of your voice is going down. Another example is that close the door. It's going down again, right? So next is the rising intonation, answerable by yes or no questions. For example, are you okay? Yeah, like that. Are you okay? Like your pitch is going up na sad. And another one is this your bag? Is this your bag? Right? Did she arrive? It's answerable by yes or no. What is it again? Rising intonation. Lastly, we have the fall rise intonation. What is a fall rise intonation? Like this. Toop, toop, fall and rise. And it shows confusion or uncertain thoughts. Like you're confused. You're not clear with your thoughts. Like for example, I think so. Maybe later. Like you see the difference of the voice? Can you do it by yourself? Maybe later? Like that. Maybe later? Yeah. Or I guess. I guess. It's really good, right? So again, let me let me say it again. First, we have the persuasive speech. Again, persuasive speech is the way of speech that could convince the audience to know what is your idea, what is your opinion. And in doing persuasive speech, you have to master the use of stress, pitch, and juncture. Again, stress is the emphasis of your message to let the audience know what you really want to say. And next is the pitch, the highness and the lowness of your voice. And lastly, we have the juncture. Juncture is the pauses or breaks between sounds or words or phrases. And juncture have also types. It has also three types: the open juncture, closed juncture, and the terminal juncture. And the terminal juncture has again have three types. It has the falling intonation, rising intonation, and fall rise intonation. So is that clear enough? So let's proceed. Let's proceed to our next topic. Next topic, Miss Zai. Okay, dili lang sa ta mag next topic, but I have a question for you guys to deeper understand our topic. Okay, question. What do you think is the importance of stress and pitch when you're delivering your persuasive speech? Any answers? Any answers? You can write your answers in the Padlet link that I've provided. You can put your answers there. So I would really love to read all of them. Okay? Okay, now, to answer that question, para dili ta maglibog, unsa man jud, nganong kailangan ta mamaster na to ang stress, ang pitch, and juncture in delivering persuasive speech. So, here's the thing. Here's the importance of stress, pitch, and juncture in delivering persuasive speech. First, it can make the argument stronger. Yes, it can make your speech convincing. It could make it stronger, Jude. Okay, you use your proper. For example, you use proper stress. You put emphasize. You emphasize the words that you need or you want to let your audience know. Next is that it is engaging the audience and giving more impact. Like for example, in the pitch, when your voice is not tedious, what is tedious again? It's boring. So when your voice is not boring, it can give more impact to your audience. Next is it gives clarity of your speech. Again, when you, for example, in the use of juncture, it can give clarity like what I said earlier, the example, the hot dog and the hot dog. It makes difference. So you have to clarify it with the use of proper juncture. Next is not just juncture actually, the proper use of juncture, stress, and pitch. Next, fourth is that main ideas will be highlighted and emphasized again and again. If you use proper stress, pitch, and juncture, it can give emphasize it you can emphasize the words that you want to let your audience know, and it could also highlight it. Like for example, when you say your what you call that, your intention of your persuasive speech, if you say it, you have to highlight it. So you have to use better or correct stress, pitch, or juncture. For example, when your title is just an example class. Okay, when your title says again, let's connect it with our example so make it clear. When your title is hot dog, but the way you say it, you will say hot dog, but the audience will thought that you're talking about the food, but you're actually talking about the dog that is hot. So that's why it's very important to use proper stress, pitch, and juncture. Okay, lastly, the importance of the use of proper use of stress, pitch, and juncture. It expresses the emotion of the speaker. So it can use to express your emotion properly and clear, right? Okay. So I guess that would be all to our lesson, but I still have a follow-up questions for you guys to know that you're really listening. Mm-hmm. Okay, question number one. Did knowing the proper use of stress, pitch, and juncture can help you in the future and why? Anyone? Anyone? Any two? Any three? You can also write your answers in the Padlet link that I've sent. You can just summarize it all there because I'm gonna open it there, Rajat. Okay? Okay, I still have another question. Why is knowing the correct use of stress and pitch and juncture important in doing persuasive speech? I already say it earlier, but I want to recall it for you to understand it more and to remember it clearly. Okay? Okay, I think that is all, and let's proceed to the another step of this mission.